everyone, my name is Elena with Glass Factory. We are here today with LP Giobbi at the Deep Tropics pre-party. Super excited to kick it off, so I'll turn it over to you to introduce yourself a little bit.
Hello, my name is LP Giobbi, and I am a producer, DJ, piano player, and feminist.
Love it, love it. So important these days. So first question is, how does it feel to be kicking off the weekend for Deep Tropics?
Oh, I'm so excited! And when I found out that Treasure Fingers was on the lineup, I was overjoyed. I love him. I'm a huge fan. I've never actually gotten to be at one of his sets, so I'm thrilled to be here.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, I am so sorry that I'm taking you from.
Oh no, this is totally great. Thank you.
Yeah. What has been one of your favorite moments in your career so far?
Ooh, great question. I recently got to play Lollapalooza, which was, it was a fun, beautiful festival. But the wonderful thing for me was my family's from Chicago, and so they got to come and see what I do and what this is all about, and seeing them get to understand it and feel like all those piano lessons that they paid for my whole life, maybe paid off, and getting to share it with them, and having them see the energy of the dance floor and the importance of all of that. That was a really important moment for me.
I feel like hometown festivals are always huge for people, so that has to have felt really awesome.
I didn't grow up there, but my whole family, my brother now lives there, my parents are from there, and so everybody, my aunts, my uncles, I had cousins, everybody in the crowd was essentially my family.
Oh.
It was cool.
Well, it's always good to have family support. That is so important. Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned that you're a feminist, so can you tell us what sparked the creation of your educational platform, FemHealth?
Yeah, so only 3% of producers are women, 2 to 3%. That statistic it's stayed about the same for the last over a decade. And so I co-founded it with Lauren Spalding. She's an amazing artist herself. And when both of us were sitting down, why is that the case? Why is that number still not, changing? We thought maybe it was visual representation is a factor. And so, creating a space where women can learn from each other and feel safe, and eventually develop the skills that they need to make great music. And then the more of us that are making great music, the more of us there will be, because that's sort of how visual representation works. And yeah, just a safe, beautiful community that we wanted to be a part of ourselves.
Yeah, that's great. So what has been one of the biggest lessons that you've learned from starting that platform?
Is that there are a ton of women that want to learn. We launched an initiative with She Is the Music called She Is the Producer. It's Alicia Keys's nonprofit.
Oh, cool.
And within a day, we had 3,000 people sign up for the courses.
Yeah.
Which was insane, And then during the courses, they were all online. And, people were on the chat, coming in from Australia and Mexico and Brazil and Canada and Nashville and all over. It was just so crazy and wild and beautiful. I mean, I was just sobbing in the chat. It was, I think that, we want to learn the technical aspects of making music, and it's just been really cool to see that happening.
That's awesome that's kind of going to be part of your legacy.
Because
it's that. I think especially for women, and I'll touch on a question later, but I think women in the creative industry, it's just such a male-dominated industry, so it's so good to have spaces where women can come together and feel like they are learning, that they are heard, that they are being supported by other women who are doing the same thing.
And do I think that having more female producers is going to change the world? That's not, I don't know. But to me, it's I remember the moment that I was in a band when I first started out, and we were in the studio with male producers constantly, and amazing, wonderful human beings. But I read an article about how Grimes produced her own records, and my jaw dropped. Wait, that's a role that I could have? Just didn't even occur to me. And you just met my parents. I was raised, my parents were you can do anything, all the time. And it just didn't occur to me because I didn't see myself in that role. So then I thought, what else do I not think I can be on a subconscious level, because I don't see myself in that role? And so, with FemHealth, my goal really is just to have women expand their concepts of themselves in general.
Yeah, I think that's really good. And I think, the confidence that women will get from something like that can expand to so many different parts of their life.
Exactly.
So that's super beautiful, and I love that.
Thank you.
So to you, what, from your perspective, what does it mean to have diverse representation in the music industry?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly important. I think, like, especially like when, you go to a show, lineup or whatever, festival, and there are different kinds of people in the audience, and being able to see yourself in a position of power or in a role that, whatever role you want, is just so important for personal self-worth and growth. And we just need to be doing that more. Like all the roles that are filled by gatekeepers, those people need to be as diverse as possible, for the next generation to believe they can too do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, representation is huge in all aspects of life, honestly, because like you said earlier, if you don't see like somebody who looks like you, or if you don't see them in a role, it doesn't occur to you that you can be
consciously
in that role
or
too.
subconsciously, either one. It's like it's a trip how that really works. I mean, I'll never forget the moment I thought, what? Like, I could do that? I feel stupid, but it just had never occurred to me, and like, I think it's just so important that anybody believes they can do anything.
Yeah, gotta give it up for trailblazers too.
Totally. Totally. Like, Grimes is that for me, Like, if I ever get to meet her one day, I've told this story 1,000 times, and like, man, it'd be so cool to just thank her for that,
Yeah. Well, you gotta manifest, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone says. You put it out in the world, and maybe it'll come back to you. What piece of advice would you give to any female creatives who are working in male-dominated industries?
Find your people, find your community that will lift as they climb with you. I think that, like, the music industry has been essentially one large boys club for a very long time. And, in that, like, there's friends help each other out, making deals, like, while they're hanging out on the golf course, whatever. And, we just need to do that, banding together and creating our own communities that will, uplift and give opportunities to, and find your people.
Yeah, it's so important to have a support group and like a team and just a village that will like speak your name when you're not around and give you advice about everything that they've learned. I mean, nobody does it alone.
Oh my gosh. And just like, even like as you're, as if it's somebody wanting to like be on the road or whatever, having a community that you can call upon, like during like hard, lonely times, not just like for opportunities or, technical things, but just like emotional support too. Yeah. I mean, and there is a community for everybody. I know that, like, to my core. You just have to find them.
Yeah. So do you want to talk to us about your newest single that literally just released?
Oh, yeah, literally just came out. Yes, it's called Close Your Eyes, featuring Hannah, who actually does work with Grimes a lot.
There's that connection. Maybe you just need to like
try to play it cool, But Hannah is an amazing ethereal angel, and making this track with her was like, and she's also an insane producer. She produced an entire album live on Twitch. She's crazy in the best possible way. So we made this track together, and it was so fun and easy and flowing. And it is actually the Mint Spotify single. So Mint is their biggest electronic playlist. And I'm on the cover of it right now, which is insane. That I have a very specific memory where I was talking to Tucker of Sophie Tucker on their tour bus, and he had like one of their songs just got on the Mint, and I said to him, man, that's crazy. I know I'm never going to be an artist that actually is on that playlist, but like, that's so cool. Like, and I just like really, really believe that would just never happen. So this is a crazy moment for me.
Yeah.
Like, I remember like really feeling like, oh, okay, well, that dream is too big for me, So like, I say this to say, truly anything is possible for anybody.
No, that's great. Maybe it's the opposite of manifesting then. Maybe you need to like say that you're never going to meet Grimes.
You know what though? Then Tucker said to me, "You absolutely will. You absolutely will." And he believed in me so much that I had to believe in myself. So like, if you can find that internally, even better.
But sometimes it helps to like have that external support. So going back to support systems and people who are going to like believe in you and like uplift you.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's huge news. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's great that you were able to kind of fulfill that, even though you never thought that you would. It's almost like now it's like, well, what else can you do, right?
Totally. For everybody, if you think it and you have, for me, really, having somebody believe so hard that then I started thinking like, oh, maybe it's possible. That's, and then that's why I got in the studio and worked endlessly, tirelessly all the time, because I had somebody, saying you can, and I just feel so incredibly grateful for that right now. And FemHealth is that for if anybody's looking for that out there, that's what we're here for. That's paying it forward as an artist is something I very much believe in.
That's awesome. Again, I think it's super beautiful what you're doing.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So last question before we wrap up: what piece of advice would you give to your younger self?
Ooh, I ask this question all the time on my radio shows. So this is like nobody's asked me though, and I'm like, ooh, great question. I would tell myself, you're okay, you're on the right path, relax. I would be like obsessed, like I'm trying to find my thing and like what is my sound, and it's just a process, you know, and to try to enjoy it, as cheesy as that is, and just to like trust that one thing leads to one thing, which leads to one thing, and like try to enjoy your life while you're doing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's advice I'm still, my younger self and my current day self.
Well, you know, learning never stops, and it might be advice that you give yourself like 20 years from now.
Totally. Or
in
every
a
5
different
minutes.
Space, yeah. Hey, whatever you need to tell yourself so that you can show up for the day as best as you can.
Totally.
Do you have any closing thoughts that you would like to share with us?
It's been an honor to be here. You're a great interviewer. You should be doing this way more. Yeah, this was a blast. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for to be in Nashville. I'm playing Bonnaroo in a few weeks too, and I love this city, and it's awesome to be here.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We will catch your set inside in a little bit.
Amazing.
And then also, you're playing Friday?
Tomorrow, yes.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
yes. So I'll be there both. So thank you so much for taking time. Congratulations on your single, and we'll see you inside.
Thank you.